To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio alongside New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast. Like, subscribe, share, donate, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. If you have questions, concerns, or comments, hit my website. Hit my website, positivesarcasm.com. Go to the contact section. You can donate there. You can request information, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so just go there. Just do that. If you want to find me on Instagram, you can at +_sarcasm. You can email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. I'm choppy today. I'm sorry. I've peed like 9 times before I started this episode. It's my body's like, I got the whole day, time to waste all of it by spending it in the bathroom. I have to admit though, I think I've accidentally discovered my favorite outfit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love wearing linen pants. I like it. I love linen. I wish I could have 9 different colors of it. Well, I wish. I think that's going to be my plan. Honestly, I think the only thing that can go with linen, I think, is like sandals. Is sandals or flip flops. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all you can do. But for some reason, when I put this blue polo on, and I looked and I went, oh, this is old money. This is what Instagram was talking about when it comes to like, there's like certain colors that go together. This was one of them, and I looked and I went, oh my God, I actually don't look like a piece of shit. Like, I love this. I could do this every day. Like, I need to work on this. So, yeah, I think I'd just, throw that out there that, like a chick, I think I look good today. Sorry, is this the genuine me that's coming out? Is this the genuine person that started this podcast, 10 years ago? Actually, 10 years ago? Yeah, 10 years ago. Holy shit. A little over 10 years ago. Yeah, I started this podcast. Had a lot of ups and downs, too. Lots of downs. Probably more downs than ups. But there's been, I think through all of it, it's been the genuine me of doing this show. And, you try to talk about subjects or discover new things. Like there was the episode, the world's loudest bird. It's called the white-billed bird. When I talked about like Oumuamua, the space entity that was traveling through our solar system. Some believed it was an alien craft, and that there's another one coming up in like a month from now that's going to destroy the whole world. And you try to talk about these things, and you try to be genuine. You try to be somewhat interested in the topic, but you are like, I don't know if intellectually curious. Let's just say it caught my attention. These things catch my attention. Sometimes they think they're funny. Sometimes they think they're interesting. Sometimes I don't have anything to talk about, so I dive into a subject and see if not only can I learn something of interest, but maybe you learn something of interest as well. Drink of choice today, by the way, is diet tonic water with 5-calorie cranberry juice. I have to admit, doing this, I don't know if it curbs my need for like an alcoholic drink, but I can be honest with you. I don't need vodka. I don't need gin. I don't need white rum. I don't need tequila in this. I can just basically go to a party and just drink this all day. It's hydrating. It's got bubbles. It's got flavor. It's a little complex, but somewhat simple because the tonic water is rather harsh. Some people don't like the flavor of it. And then you add like the sweet bitterness of the cranberry. And I don't know. I could drink like 5 of these. It's probably why I pissed like 22,000 times today. 52,000 trees. So this is the genuine me, I think, over the last 10 years. I have, since the very beginning, I've definitely, there was a peak. There was peak me there for a while. Around 2019, that I think there was the peak version of me in this podcast. But I've had moments since then, and I'm trying to offer you like a genuine version of somebody, even if it's a low resolution podcast. But I think right now people are trying to understand if the people they're seeing online or whether or not they're genuine. That's are the Hodge twins genuine? Is Nick Fuentes genuine? Is Patrick Bet-David genuine? Is Joe Rogan genuine? Is Howie Mandel genuine? These people that you see on Instagram, whether they're dunking somebody or asking questions or having guests, it's like everybody has an opinion, but understand, like, there's some people there that aren't genuine. I don't know. Like, I've been seeing this Nick Fuentes guy a little bit and definitely says some things, but I'm like, I'm only getting them in like little clips. Some of it's meant to be funny. Some of it has half truths to it. I mean, in their opinion. But I think at the end of the day, it's just content. At the end of the day, we're all just making this content in order to, I guess you could say, make your nut. And my ultimate goal in life, I don't know what his ultimate goal is, or I don't know what, Rogan talks about his ultimate goal. Howie Mandel has his goals. Mine is, everybody's goal when they started doing this was different. Like, some were just, they wanted to try something different. They wanted to try technology. They wanted to talk about something. Some of them wanted to make content because they wanted to get away from a full-time job, even though it turns into a full-time job. Some people do it on the side. Some people are trying to diversify. I do it for a couple of reasons. I do it as a therapeutic attempt to flex my brain so that it can think outside of its normal parameters, because I think that's important for me to kind of stretch out my brain a little bit, work my brain out a little bit, because I don't think my thought patterns are streamlined. I don't think my behavioral patterns are always completely on point. I don't think my emotions are always on point. I think that there's a lot of things that require exercise and improvement. Like, I'm always trying to do that. So one of the reasons I do this is I'm trying to exercise my brain, which is therapeutic. It's healthy. And I think it's good for me. It's one of the reasons. Another reason I do it is I want to keep this platform going. This website that I created long ago, I'd like to continue to have it have a heartbeat and have a presence out there in the world that helps me make a little bit of money here and a little bit of money there, and helps me achieve my ultimate goal, which I think a lot of people's is escape velocity. I think we all want to achieve escape velocity. And what I mean by that is ultimately you have to answer to as little people as possible for the rest of your life. Now, everybody's number is different, but ultimately my goal is to achieve escape velocity. That's my genuine me. My genuine me is to wear this outfit, or a version of it, for the rest of my life, walking my dog, going on Mustang rides, enjoying good food, and disciplining myself as much as I mentally can and physically can. And just ultimately living the life I want to live it. Now, that's very difficult, but anything worth doing is difficult. I'll keep doing it. I have a hard time sometimes when I go and look at other people on the internet, and trying to understand how are they building their platform. Are they creating something genuine, or are they just content chasing? Are they click chasing? And I see that sometimes with people like Meet Kevin or Patrick Bet-David. But Patrick Bet-David, I like his stuff because he's got a panel there. They're talking about issues. He is an immigrant to this country who worked his way up, started an insurance company, sold that insurance company. He's doing his thing full time. He's a very intelligent guy, very driven, motivated guy. And he's discussing current events and topics and things like that, and talking to guests, and he's set himself up in that way. But sometimes you see things but he's creating content. I think that is a genuine version of him. That may not be the whole version of him, but I think it is a genuine version of him. And I think that's good. You have many, like I have many versions of myself. Like there's the gym version of me. There is the at-home version of me. There is the professional version of me. There's the podcast version of me. I think they're all genuine because I think there's a sense of modesty in all of it. As long as there's a sense of modesty in everything that you do, I think there is your genuine person can shine through. So when I see like Patrick Bet David talk about contents, I think he's really trying to chase if you're trying to chase the truth, I think you're being genuine. Now, is he creating content in order to generate revenue? Yes. Well, one of the reasons is not only can he pay himself, but he needs to pay his guys. He's got several guys on his staff just sitting on panel, but then he's got production teams and marketing teams and all this other stuff. Those people need to eat. He's trying to pay them. So he's created a universe in which other people can be a part of it, and as long as they offer their input, they get paid, and they get paid a lot of money. I think that's great. I think it's a great thing, and I don't think he's spewing bad stuff. I think he is building a genuine empire, and I think that's something worth striving for. But you got to be smart, you got to be educated, and you got to be driven, and that's something he is. And I think he's also passionate about it. Me, I don't know. Sometimes I lose the passion. Sometimes I'm not all there in the gym. Sometimes I'm not all there in this podcast. Sometimes I'm not all there in my professional world. Sometimes I'm not even all there in my relationship. But don't think I'm not trying. And don't think it's for a lack of trying. Don't think it's for a lack of interest. It's just one of those things where I think I'm just constantly distracted by all the things I'm trying to do. Like I'm distracted right now because I'm trying to get this symbol off my phone. Well, I don't own that, so whatever. But I'm trying to get stuff done, and I think that's an admirable trait. I think that's admirable. Doing little, I mean, I used to be so incrementally disciplined, like everything within 20 minutes, get this done. I'm so scatterbrained now. This is such a late start to the day for me. Even though I was up at 5 a.m., I feel like I've lost the whole day already because I've only gotten a minimal amount of things done. And that, to me, that disappoints me. That's upsetting to me. And that's a genuine version of me. So I don't ever want you to think like when I'm sitting here that I'm not being genuine. I don't try to chase topics. I know there's Diddy did this and Epstein said that and, and then this lady used Gorilla Glue on top of her head because sometimes I look at that stuff and I chase it because I think there's something blatantly obvious there that needs to be addressed. But for the most part, I just want to create an environment where I come up with interesting topics, something that kind of goes into the lighthearted side of me that there might be humor to, or something useful. Maybe it's money, maybe it's style, mental, that there's that wellness version of this show that I like to bring. And the usefulness of the things around me that I paid nothing for or paid very, very little for, there's an aesthetic of dorky honesty. I'm on display here. This visual that you see of me, there's a lot of truth to it. A lot of truth. You could ask me about any of these things behind me. These really noticeable items, from the trophies to the book to the 9 Inch Nails CD to the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan to the Betsy Ross flag behind me. There's maybe a story and some genuine answers to all of that. Now, ultimately, I hope the content you're watching is genuine. Otherwise, it's probably just trash. But it is a show. I do have to have some type of information or entertainment or value or advice or something, or rabbit hole type questions from time to time to let you think. But it is a show. I've gone days Hell, I've gone weeks without talking to people. When I worked in healthcare, I would literally wake up, say nothing, go to work, say nothing all day. Literally not talk. Go to the gym, not say anything, come home, not say anything. I've done this for weeks at a time where I don't believe I mentioned a single word to anybody. Like I had no interactions with anyone. Now, that's crazy. Now, was I on any medications? No. Was I angry? Probably. But I was not, I did what I needed to do to get through the day. Now, I would say a lot less. This is a way for me to stretch my mouth, to stretch my brain, to stretch my thoughts. So I have to talk. It's important that if I turn this camera on, I have to say something. You have to understand, there's people out there that say a lot, but say nothing. They just talk a lot, but no information actually comes out. Nothing of value comes out. And I'd like to give you a little information either about me or about the topic I'm covering or about my thoughts on a certain situation. And we are coming from a recent historical event that just happened and the fallout from it. And how do you transition away from that if it's possible? But at least you try for a small period of time unless there's new revelations. And I do like sitting here and creating an environment that I have that allows you to sit and get shit done, get work done, get this done, and just sit there and, my eye will wander over here to this poster, to that poster, to that poster, and look at the cool stuff that I've acquired slowly and be like, okay, this is an environment where I can be creative depending upon where my eyes are. And that's cool. Like, this is where I have to talk. Like, I force myself for this 30 minutes to an hour. I have to say something. I have to talk. I have to offer you something to come to, if only for a few minutes. So it's a show. I have to talk. I can't just hit record and just sit here for 45 minutes and not say anything or talk about the weather. I'm not Ryan Hall, y'all. I can't. That's not my thing. I'm not going to either sit here and talk about the weather. Or I'm not going to sit here and say nothing or say 10 minutes worth of stuff. Although I wouldn't mind like a podcast that was like 10 minutes long that used to exist, but that was a joke. That was a comedy podcast. But if somebody could pull it off, great. But what are your people that you follow or you see clips on or that you watch? What are they like in their actual element? Whether they're at dinner, at gym, or with their loved ones. I mean, as long as they're genuine. Like the Ellen DeGeneres thing. That whole show that she put on with the dancing and the blah, blah, blah. That show, it was a show, but the person on that show was not genuine. That's not what you're looking for. I don't think that's what you're looking for in a person. So, like, a tragic example is Robin Williams. Robin Williams, whenever he was on like the late night show with, insert this guy, he wasn't. I don't know if that was genuine because he was flamboyant and loud and up and down and voices and this and that thing. When in reality, he was super quiet, super soft-spoken, facial hair. He was very quiet, very sincere. But there might be multiple versions of him, but he was a showman. That's how he made his shtick. That's how he made his gig, his nut. He was a comedian. Could also be a very serious actor, too. But that question of, is that in his element, was that him truly being genuine? And I guess in that example, it was an extreme example of two opposites of a same person. He was being genuine. He was being genuine. I'm being genuine. I've been honest with you in these podcasts. I've laughed. I've cried. I've been angry. That was all real. Even though you turn on the camera, yeah, that camera hits you, and then a certain layer either goes on or comes off. But the genuine feel is there. I'm not Ellen DeGeneres. I don't get off my show and I'm instantly angry to my dog, or I'm instantly angry to my spouse, or I leave this very clean studio, and I instantly walk out the other room and it's a fucking pigsty. That's not who I am. That's not true. You know, I have struggles when I come in here. Like this morning, my main camera that I used to record this podcast was all sorts of fogged up. So I had to pull that one and put on my my go-to Sony AX33, which wasn't fogged up. But you know, you go through these struggles and you figure it out. Try not to get frustrated about it. And I knew I had a fix. I had an easy fix to fix the problem. Now that I'm very organized here, so I executed it, and now we're good. It's like, all right, good. But this isn't how I am at the gym. Like at dinner, I eat quickly. I don't say much. And I respect the environment. Like, I'm not loud at dinner. Like, if I'm out to dinner, I'm quiet. I look at my surroundings a lot. I try to I don't want to be around people who are uncomfortable or loud or have loud babies, or I want to disappear. I want to hide in a booth. I really do. I love hiding in booths. It's my favorite thing to do at restaurants. I know some people like to go to restaurants to be seen. I don't want to be seen. I don't. I want to experience the food, and I want to have a nice, polite server. I really do. Here's your stuff. Let me know if you need anything. I remember I had a server in Boston once. No smile. Best server. I think the best server I ever had. Because they were dead serious. Like, they were tentatively listening to what I was requesting. Which was nothing. I was just ordering the menu and asking this, that. And they're looking at me dead in the eye, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, cool. If this person's listening, they have my order. It's going to get done correctly. Excellent. Great tip. Love that. So in my element, like when I'm getting my hair done, I'm in my element. I'm usually pretty quiet. I'm kind of modest. I don't generally talk a lot to the nice lady cutting my hair. I don't. I don't know. I know that guys go there to make conversation. I listen to their conversations. They talk about their jobs a lot, and it's like, dude, they don't fucking care. I generally don't think they care. So when I do say something, if they do ask me a question, I absolutely answer them. Absolutely. I'll answer them honestly. I don't talk about the weather. Like I've said this at least 3 or 4 times. I'm sorry if I have to repeat it. Weather talk turns me down. Like I shut right down. I just kind of smile. I'm like, yep. And I kind of smile. It's like, because weather talk we're at the end of the road. We've got nothing left to discuss. Nice day out. Not many more like these. Okay. Got anything else you want to add? You want to give me the forecast there? So I just I'm quiet. So I'm quiet. I'm dead silent at the gym. My hat brim's all the way down. When I'm at getting my hair done. Done. I'm very quiet. I'm very polite, though. And I tip well, by the way. I do tip well. Don't fucking kid yourselves. When I'm with loved ones, it depends. People around me, there's a lot of quiet there. A lot of me hanging with the puppy. But if a subject comes up and I'm offering my input's wanted or needed, it's like, okay, well, I have stretch a little. But for the most part, if I don't want to say anything, I don't say shit. I'm not a center of attention. If I don't think I have all the facts, I stay out of the conversation altogether. So, I don't have... I guess you'd break it down to offensive or defensive personality. And I see some people out there right now that are being more offensive right now. Like Jordan Peterson had a very defensive personality when he first started, but now he understands the field of play and he's going on the offense. And I appreciate that about him. And there's other people out there that are going on the offensive as well. They are stretching their offensive personality, where they want to tackle a subject and they want to give their views on it based on their information to get you to think a certain way or see things from a different point of view, perspective. And this is not a negative. I'm not saying this negatively. I'm like, this is who they are. That's their personality. These are their views. These are their values. These are their facts. They're presenting this to you. They want you to see something. I don't think I have that. I don't think I'm that way. I have a surface layer of showmanship or style, but then I'm very quiet after that. So unless you come at me with something, I generally won't have that. I won't pop off. I guess you'd think of me as having a defensive personality, where I don't say much unless asked. I listen to my shows. I watch my Instagrams. I play my video games. I listen to my podcasts. Not mine personally, but although I used to. I haven't had the time to lately. I'm so behind on Rogan. But I'm defensive because I don't want to broach a topic that's going to upset somebody. Because I'm not here to upset people. I know my very presence upsets people sometimes. Some people, it just drives them up the fucking wall. But I'm not here to do that. I try to be a very good steward of my community. I stay in my lane here because I know I'm out of my element. I don't bother people, like texting people like crazy. Like, I really don't. I don't call people all the time. Maybe I should. I don't. I'm very defensive in that way. Whereas my personality is like, let people, swim their own path. Don't get in their way. Like, I feel like if I texted my buddy Zach, I would be like, he's, happily married and dogs and big house and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, awesome, you did it. Fuck yeah, dude. My buddy Turcotte, American dream, white picket fence, big yellow house, hot fucking wife, 2 beautiful kids, dog, blah, 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 cats maybe. I don't know. And I try not to bother them because I feel like they're in the middle of doing something. If I text them, I am instantly interrupting them from what they're doing. I have just robbed them of a thought. I don't consider myself a gift to them, to their world by texting them or calling them. I don't. I feel like I'm imposing my presence. Hey, it's me. Although when they call me or text me or whatever, I mean, a lot of times I try to get back to them as soon as possible. But I sometimes am very secluded and I kind of just wander away from my phone, or I just don't respond for a day or two because I'm just kind of in my own little head, my own little world. So my personality is very defensive. If you come after my ideals and you attack me or the things I'm watching just because you see it or saw an angle of it and I happen to be attached to it, and then you give me a reaction, or you offer an opinion that is out of nowhere to the point where I have to respond, I feel like I have to respond in one way or shape or form, then I'll pipe up. But that's a defensive tactic. Most of the time, I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit what you do. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what you're thinking. I'm just trying to do this thing, whatever it is. I'm just trying to walk to this place to go get a hot dog. If I can do that and go back and not have any conflicts throughout that transaction of the day, I'd be happy. I'd be happy. I really would. If Instagram and Facebook didn't fucking exist and I was just here, I'd be like, cool, sweet, pour me a drink. I'm happy. You know, that's it. That's my defensive personality. It's quiet, but it's piercing. It's piercing when threatened. When it's mocked or threatened, my attacks become piercing. Because it's ultimately, I want to get your attention. I want other people to know that my knife is still sharp. And I want the situation to end. And I know that, and that depends on the person. And ultimately, sometimes I've just found an environment so uncomfortable that I just left. Which I think is the smartest approach. If you just don't feel like you're belonging in a situation, quietly exit. Don't make it about yourself. Don't just sit there and mope. If you feel like you're not contributing to something, or your time there is up, or you've got upset about something or whatever, or somebody said something, you can just quietly leave. It's okay to be a little defensive as far as your personality, like passive and just disappear. Because I'm kind of in the mood of like, what are new things that I could do? Like, I'm getting ready for fall. I'm actually in the middle of possibly writing another article, another blog. I'm about 2.5 pages in. I need like maybe 1 or 2 more segments in there. It might get longer, who knows? So I'm enjoying this time of year. It's like, what else can I do? What kind of new things can I try? But remember, I'm of a certain age. I'm of a certain risk assessment. Like, I'm not going to go skydiving. No thanks. No. I don't consider myself an adrenaline junkie. All right. I have things that are fun. I do some things that are fun, but I ultimately, like, my experience is on the ground. Don't get me wrong. I love flying. Specific airlines, like Delta and JetBlue. But I'm not going to go skydiving. I'm not going to go bungee jumping. But I do want to try new things. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe there's something I'm missing. Little things that bring me peace in my mind. Like, I don't know. Go to a jazz club. I've never been to a jazz club. I don't even know what that's like. I'm assuming it's dimly lit. It's piano, saxophone music that's seemingly out of rhythm, and every drink is $25. And I'm assuming that you can't have conversations there, which is fine with me. I'm also assuming that every jazz club is basically just full of cougars. Like, it's either couples or cougars. I don't know. These are the stereotypical images that pop in my head when you go to a jazz club. Like, imagine you just walk through that door, you know, just, I don't know, you'd like knock and stuff, like, what's the password? It's like, I don't know. Fucking Prohibition. Gotta look good. Gotta dress nice. No sandals, obviously. Shame. Fucking weird lamps. Coat, sir? What about it? Kind of walk in this little hallway. Maybe you go down the steps. Yeah, you go down the steps. That's it. You go down the steps. You start hearing like a faint piano. Table. Can I start you off with a $40 martini? Well, I guess. Question is, how loud is it, though? Can you actually talk? What are you experiencing? I trying to figure that out. Like this whole... I've always been fascinated by the noir theme. Like dark, dimly lit, a little bit of rain, jazz, raincoats. Everything at night. Nothing during the day. You're a night owl. Are you... When you walk in there, are you single? Are you with somebody? Are you looking to just get some... Are you looking to go there because you know that's where all the hoes hang out? The cougar hoes? Are you there because your spouse wants to go here, think it might be cool, or it's the new spot? First of all, can you fucking even afford to go? Like, is there a 2-drink minimum? Do you eat dinner? Do you not eat dinner there? Like, what are you experiencing in a jazz club? Top tier musicians? I guess. I would assume. Do you just sit there for an hour and just watch people toot? I don't know. What the fuck? What is it all about? I'm thinking saxophones and pianos. But this is like, the movies has trained me because I've never actually watched, I've never been to a jazz club. Is there another club? Is it like a, that's like, I mean, it seems like a pretty low energy environment. Like, and I don't mean that like I'm depressed. I'm assuming if you are depressed, going to a jazz club is probably not a bad idea. Like that makes sense that you'd go there. The question is, if I go to a jazz club, whether I'm by myself or with somebody, am I going to feel better when I leave? That's the question. Am I going to feel better when I leave? Like, if you go to McDonald's or you go to a strip club, do you feel better when you leave? Now, McDonald's, you instantly feel better, but later you feel worse. If you go to a strip club, do you leave instantly worse? Do you feeling instantly worse? Do you feel frustrated? I've only been a few times. Like once when I went to Canada, full transparency, I've only been in a stripper environment so when I was 19, because my friends wanted to go. So we drove up there on New Year's Eve during a blizzard. That was cool though. But here's the thing is, I never wanted a lap dance. I never wanted any of that stuff. Like, I don't ask for that stuff. They wanted to go, and I'm obviously 19. So I guess that's a thing you do. So it was interesting. It was a hilarious night. But I remember more of the stuff that happened after. Like, I remember the blizzard. I remember the Tim Hortons parking lot. I remember people throwing up on the car bumper. I remember making spaghetti at 7 o'clock in the morning. I remember driving all the way back from Canada. Was I driving? I don't remember. But I was the first one to get up. This is the stuff I remember. And then the other 2 times, one was the guy I was doing bodybuilding with wanted to go. He says, I'm going here. I didn't spend any money because I didn't have any money. And the girl wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, you don't want to talk to me. You just want me to buy you drinks so that I'm supplementing your income. Like, I don't have anything for you because I don't want to be here. Because I'm not going home with you. I'm not dating any of you. So I was completely checked out. And then I went to one of those barn ones. Because that was somebody's bachelor party. And I'm like, okay. And instead of buying something for myself, I bought something for my friend. Like, here, you're into this. So here you go. You go do the thing and stuff. But that's as Like, I remember not feeling better when I left. Like, I don't know these girls. I'm never going to see them again. I'm never going to be like, oh, I think she likes me. I'm going to ask her out. It's like, I'm not doing any of that. I don't feel good about any of it. Now, they're people. Here's the thing. I respect strippers. I don't know what we're getting at with this, but I respect them. They are people. They're human. A lot of them seem very nice. They actually seem like nice people. They're professional. And great. Good for them. I guess. But it's not something I feel good about doing and afterwards. Same thing with McDonald's. I don't like going there. I don't feel good when I'm there. I look at the prices and go, this is asinine. And I know an hour after I eat it, I'm going to feel like shit. Am I going to have the same reaction when I go to a jazz club? And if so, is there something else that I could experience that I would find entertaining? Me personally, I would rather just go apple picking with my dog. I'd rather just do that. Like, for me, it's like, cool. I mean, yeah, I could go pick the apples, or I could go pick them up at the fucking grocery store, but no, I want to go. I want to go get fresh air. I want to walk around. I want to do something that reminds me of my youth, but I want to bring my dog with me. I want to, do that. And I think that's like a thing you do like once or twice a year. Like, I feel good after doing that. Like, that's the thing is, I feel good after doing that. I feel good when I hand out candy to kids. Why'd that come up? Well, Halloween. It's a thing you do. I feel good after doing it. Like, here you go, blah, blah, blah. Bye. Don't eat all at once. I don't feel good when I go to a strip club. I don't feel good after eating McDonald's. Am I going to feel good about going to a jazz club? I might. I might be like, this is stupid. Why do people do this? The movies make this look so much better. I want to do things that make me generally feel good. And I want to feel better afterwards. But I don't know what new things I could try that feel genuine. Like, I started this, I feel better after I record an episode because I'm glad it's done. The same thing as like going to the gym. I feel better that I've done it. I feel like I had discipline, a routine, I put in effort, and there is results to show for it. Like, I can look back at 10 years worth of podcasts and go, there's some good stuff here. I can look back at 10, 15 years of working out and go, sweet, there's a lot to show for that. Like my health, my wellness, my mental well-being, my physical strength, all this stuff. Like, there's a lot to show for that. My work ethic over the last few years, a lot to show for that. My love and hard work and my work on my mental well-being, there's a lot to show for that. But it's like, what am I doing what do I do that I enjoy? I like going for rides in my Mustang. I love that. Like, I feel good doing that. Like, that makes me feel cool. It makes me feel good. I feel better after going. Like, things are clean. Things are nice. The engine rumble, blah, blah, blah. But I would like to try new things, but I would ultimately only want to, the crux of this whole episode, I guess, is I only want to do things that are genuine. Like, I genuinely interested in maybe trying out once or twice, or turning into a pattern. I can't hustle all the time. I need to start doing things that I enjoy, but it has to be genuine. Like, I like to fix things. That makes me feel genuine. I don't want to be like, hey, landlord, I need you to fix this. Or, hey, you, wash my car. It's like, if I can do it myself, I'll do it myself. Because I'm going to, first of all, feel better about it. I'm going to feel way less guilty that I asked somebody to do it for me. That's the kicker. Because it's like, if you're always asking somebody to do something for you, one day they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? You're too fucking... I'm going to get somebody else that bitches less than you. It's like, the squeaky wheel is the first one to get the grease, but it's also the first one to get replaced. Keep that in mind. Sorry. That was a big drink. So, I am ultimately asking the question of myself and of you. What is genuine? Who in your life is genuine? Are you genuine? Is the content that you look at and review genuine? Are the things that you do and the things that you, quote, enjoy, are they genuine? Like, I have a genuine goal in life, and it's ultimately to achieve escape velocity, live a peaceful life here by New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast, and be a friend and a servant to my community. What is your goal? I'm not here. I don't know anything about clickbaity content. A lot of my stuff is private online for one reason or another. But my YouTube site is public. My Rumble site is public. That's all public stuff. But I generally create things because I'm just like, this is an intellectual exercise for myself. I'm challenging my brain to wake up for at least 45 minutes and see what comes out of it, taking notes, seeing how my brain chemistry and body chemistry work if I follow a certain pattern every time before I turn on the microphone, and seeing what comes out of it. But I do enjoy getting these notes out and writing these things and delivering something to you that ultimately you may get a better understanding of your own self by me investigating what's going on in my head. Hopefully that'll make you get a better idea of what you're doing. There's a lot of people out there, they have bullshit jobs, bullshit relationships, they live in a bullshit area with a bullshit income and bullshit goals. And it's like, you need to change that. And I want to offer you some ideas and tips and tricks of how you maybe can change that and successfully. If you can do that, well, maybe you'll feel more genuine about yourself and your environment and the people around you. So, anyways, if you have questions about this episode in particular, like what I was getting at, you can email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. You can hit me up through my website in the contact section, or you can direct message me through Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. And you can find this podcast anywhere podcasts are available. YouTube, Rumble, and then, of course, the audio version. Any platform where they downloadable podcast. Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Apple Podcast, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. I think we're good. It was, once again, one of my more exploratory episodes about genuine personalities and the things that you're reviewing online. And I hope you find some of this information helpful. Just remember, understand that I'm trying to offer you something honest, something incomplete at times, but ultimately genuine. So thank you for listening, watching, subscribing, and we'll see how the next few weeks shape up. I know the last two episodes definitely had some heavy topic, and I needed to kind of, until the story moves forward. When the story moves forward, we can revisit it. But for now, there's a lot of speculation. I want to take a minute to reflect on what I'm thinking, what my brain is going through right now, how I see life as it is, and what is my ultimate goal, and seeing if all this time I spend online has any value to it, or if I need to go do something else. So, anyways, we're good. I'll talk to you all next week. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio along New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast for entertainment purposes only, with my new favorite outfit. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.